For this video review, we're going to take a look at Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Ultra Magnus. So let us start with the vehicle form. So as for overall length in vehicle form, let's measure overall height in vehicle form. So including the weapon that is mounted on the flatbed of the truck, it's going to be 3.5 or almost 4 inches. And just at top of the smokestacks, that's going to be 2 inches. As a point of reference to the Transformers Prime toy line of 2012, so we have all 3 Voyager class action figures. So 2 versions of Ultra Magnus in Voyager class and a RID version of Optimus Prime. But of course, this action figure did not look that way. That is already a highly modded figure, something that I made into a non-transformable action figure so I could really enjoy the details of the mold. So I have 2 versions of this, one in robot mode and the other is in truck mode. So this is still transformable while that action figure is non-transformable, and these 2 action figures of Ultra Magnus that we have, both of them are still transformable. So since owning this action figure, what are the changes that I incorporated into it? So silver paint on the rims of the tires and silver paint on the hammerhead of the weapon slash gun. So the next thing that I think I'm going to do with this vehicle form is going to paint the windshield and side mirrors so as to cover up the visibility of the head unit and some parts of the arm. So those are the shoulder parts, and you have the Ultra Magnus head. So I guess this area needs to be covered up with silver paint. As for identity of the truck, what type of truck is this? Actually, in box it really does not say too. So I also researched online, does not say what type of truck is this, whether it's going to be a fire truck or a tow truck. But this thing still has another weapon which I just stored in between the legs under carriage. So it's going to be that missile, because it's going to further really misidentify this truck mode, whether it's going to be a missile firing platform too, because on the missile you have that hole, and in box packaging or in some of the pictures online, that missile is mounted that way. But actually that missile you could mount it in multiple platforms on the vehicle mode, on the sides and on the top of the roof. But majority of collectors would display it this way, but I'd rather have this as either a fire truck or a tow truck, so I store this under carriage. Okay, so let's talk about the weapon of Ultra Magnus. So ladder or tow system or whatever, which turns into a rifle handle, barrel, and it also turns into a melee weapon, which is a hammer. Now this used to be transparent blue plastic because we have a light effect on this hammer. So the batteries are on this side, so I need to take out the batteries because I know that the batteries are already corroded. Okay, so hammer conversion, very easy. So we have that hole and that tab, so just align that 2 and secure. So that's the reason why I painted the hammerhead silver, so it would really look like a melee weapon instead of a kid's toy. Okay. So between these two Ultra Magnus Voyager class figures from Transformers Prime, this Ultra Magnus actually transforms less complicated than this guy. So transformation for this is much more complicated, more steps involved. Okay, so Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So why Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Take a look at the transformation. So once you release these two panels, which actually is already the arms of the action figure, you could see that the legs are just on a crimped position, and you just need to actually just straighten them out that way, separate them, put these two pieces inside, and just lower this. And of course you need to release these two areas and do a little bit of transformation on the side. But basically transformation is already there because these two sides are the arms, that is the backpack. So you're just going to lower this piece and insert this piece underside, and you're going to have a fully transformed action figure this way. Actually, you already see it. So as you could see, it's not that complicated compared to the other two guys, which share the same complex transformation. So for the leg, just release this side, put it at this angle, and it's going to wrap around that way. So you're going to do the same thing with the other shin. And as you could see, we already have this figure transformed about 70%. Okay, so we already have the legs transformed. Now, going towards the backpack. Very simple transformation, not complicated. You just need to lower this down that way and just lower the backpack that way. And as for the arms, now there are going to be these pegs, and they're going to secure on this area of the arms. So as this section is not going to flap around, so you have to secure it in there. Okay, so we have one shoulder secured, and let's secure the other one in. Okay, now for the hands, just lower the hands down that way, lower this shoulder pads, which defines Ultra Magnus as Ultra Magnus. And with regards to these two pieces, just wrap it around the forearm. And there you go. You have a fully transformed Ultra Magnus action figure. Okay, so let's talk about articulation points. So, head nods, little bit of nagging side to side, looking sideways, looking up, looking down. Well, head articulation is going to be impeded by that area of the head unit where this head would nestle in, that U shape. Okay, so the arms are on a ball joint. Now, of course, in time that is going to be loose, so just apply a little bit of nail polish and let it dry and put it back in. So for the arms, we have, of course, look at that, nice full 360 rotation. We have a cut on the bicep for rotation of the bicep, single point of articulation for the elbow, and they are on a ratchet system. And the hands, well, we have a little bit of hand movement that way, a little bit of rotation. And for the body, we have rotation. For the leg, we have forward kicks, sideward kicks, single bend of articulation on the knee. And for the leg, because that is a molded material, does not have any point of articulation except for the toes because of involvement in transformation. So let's do a quick 360 view of the base action figure. Other features, for the head unit, we also have light piping. So we have Ultra Magnus in a action pose. So he's ready to smash, just like the Hulk. Just in case there are too many Decepticons to fight, then he could change his hammer into a rifle, and he still has options to fire missiles from his shoulder and missile from his forearm. And if you want this Ultra Magnus in a more neutral pose, this way, you have weapon storage on the back. Okay, so from 2012 toy line Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise, so we have the two versions of Ultra Magnus. Well, of course, this is going to be the one that we really know in the Transformers Prime animated series. This one. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel, and see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.